Okay, so here are the rails, and here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed. Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going.
Everything is Tuesday.
Every week, my eyes bug out of their head because you do it differently and I never know what to expect. I'm legitimately surprised right now. Sorry. Hi, everyone. It's Tuesday and we're so glad you're here. Oh, okay.
Welcome back, CK and GK. Thanks for not quitting.
Yeah, I think today we either are going to hit or did hit 3,000 listens the day of this recording. Yeah, super exciting. So that means you didn't quit on us, and someone is probably just like listening for 10 minutes and then skipping to the next one and then skipping to the next one.
Who cares?
We
Doesn't
love
matter.
you. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Yeah. Like, review, listen for 10 minutes, and then skip to the next
Right?
episode.
Put it on
That's
mute.
fine.
We don't care.
Go for it. Yeah. Put it on mute.
Just play it in the background. It's fine. Good elevator talk.
Yeah.
No big deal.
That's hilarious. That's great. All right. Well, I'm Jenny, and with me today is Caitlin. And I just found out that she's very jealous of snails because snails can take up to a 3-year nap.
Oh, yes, that is true. I am jealous of snails who can take a 3-year nap. I want to take a 3-year nap. I actually was like trying to lie down and take a nap before you and I started this recording. It did not work. I did not fall asleep, but I did get some nice, quiet thinking in my brain too much. So that helps too. All right. Well, she's a whiz at making tangwiches and tang bonbons and gets all of her inspiration from Peggy Bundy for all of her cooking. Tang bonbons. She
does have
really
some great
did
hair,
have
though.
amazing voluminous hair. Well done. She has a new show, Katie Seagal. She has a new show. I haven't seen it. Yeah,
Really?
I think she's like a detective or an attorney or something. Anyway, I like Katie Seagal. Glad to see her.
Well, I think Peg had to be both of those things. At some
She
point
was
during-
so lazy. Are you kidding? I don't think she was ever going to be anything like an attorney.
I think around the house you have to be both. a
Well,
detective
that's
and an
fair.
attorney quite
And
often,
also trying to figure out anything Al was up to. Yeah.
right? This is what
All
I'm saying.
right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Let's do some sports. There's so much happening in baseball right now, and I'm just going to leave it to you to update us because you're following it better than me.
Okay, I'm actually not going to
Okay.
do a lot about it. I am going to tell you, we are knee deep into the World Series. Last episode we gave you a preview, and now we know for sure that it is the Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros. And if you know me, you know that we are Astros fans on a break. We were
Yeah.
on a break. But after the organization had an opportunity to apologize for their poor behavior during the 17th series, and they didn't, we said we are not raising our children with a team like this. So we switched to the Mets until somehow the Mets lost the wild card round and the Astros kept going. And we said, okay, we're Astros fans right now. So we might go back on a break after the series, but we're definitely pulling for the Astros in this one.
Interesting. You and I are on opposite sides yet again because I am pulling hard for the Phillies. Did you see that
They are on a rally.
they are.
They are looking good,
Yeah,
and they have.
yeah.
been for a few
Did you see
weeks,
that there
yeah.
was like some nationwide poll that was like, what team are you pulling for in the World Series? And there's maybe like 5 or 6 states that are pulling for the Astros, and every other state in the country is
Everything
pulling for the
else is-
Phillies.
It's like, Philadelphia has a baseball team. That's cool. Let's go.
Oh man, yeah, they do, and everyone's been pulling hard for them. So
Yeah.
I'm pulling hard. Go Phillies.
Well, we did an episode on the structure of
Yes.
postseason play in the major leagues. But just as a reminder, this is a 2-3-3, which means they play 2 games in one town, they play 3 in another, and then if it needs to continue to go on, because it's a best-of-7 series, they will play 3 in the first town again. So at the time of this recording, Houston had lost their first game at home.
Oh man, it's so hard when you're talking about like current issues. And then it's going to be outdated by the time this goes out. But we're trying, and just no 2-3-3.
Well,
It's fine.
And I did some strategic planning here because I would not have brought up the series if I didn't know for sure that game 4 was on Tuesday, because you have to win 4. So even if the Phillies sweep the Astros, which, knock on wood, doesn't happen, there's still a game tonight, Tuesday.
Smart. Good planning. All right, well, it's my turn to do kind of random stuff this time. And it's not super random. It's not like, Excel championships.
Or,
right, no, it's
extreme
nothing
ironing.
like that. But it is something I haven't ever talked about before, so that's what makes it random. But for me, it's once again pulled straight out of the gist, but I loved these 2 stories and they're short. So the first one, India's Cricket Federation, committed to paying equal appearance fees for both men's and women's cricket teams, which is pretty exciting. So that means all national team players are going to receive the same salary per match. And it looks like it's roughly like 18 grand per match, which is, I would play cricket for 18 grand.
Wait. Yeah, I'm just going to say, I will learn the game of cricket.
In front of the entire population of India.
Right. During the game.
I will make a fool of myself in front of the population of India for 18K.
For 18K.
In one fell swoop. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, I love that. And then the other one is,
Good job,
amazing.
cricket. Whatever sport you are.
Like a weird,
really
what's the game with the mallets where you croquet? Like croquet plus baseball equals cricket.
But isn't there like some kind of like element of curling in it as well?
I thought that's the croquet part. I don't know though.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea. Anyway.
Tell me you're American without telling me you're American.
I pronounce it croquette. There you go. So the other one that I have is the women's basketball team here in Austin. So the UT women's team.
Actually, I think that school is pronounced Texas. The University of Texas is in College Station.
You're wrong.
It's Texas A&M University.
Absolutely not. The University of Texas.
That's just another university in Texas.
It's little brother. It's okay. Little brother syndrome is intense. I'm going to get beat up on the street if I keep talking like this. I'm just going to say UT, the University of Texas here in Austin. So their women's basketball team is ranked number 3 right now, which is a big deal. And
out of how many?
That's a great question.
More than 3?
A lot. They're a really highly ranked team.
I was just saying, if I was going to rank a Texas team, I would definitely rank them last. It doesn't matter how
you
many
and the
there
smack
are.
talk today. I mean,
sorry.
Did you just are you wearing your Aggie ring right now? What's going on over there? Are you just feeling that?
Yeah, something.
It's game day over here for you too. There is that.
Oh my gosh. And so tonight we're going to stream a concert, and John said, what if we brought the downstairs TV upstairs so we could stream the concert for sound and have that playing, but also have the baseball game on at
This
the
sounds
same
like
time.
my overstimulation nightmare. Like this is way too much sensory input for me, and I would lose my mind.
So we are going to have 2 TVs going at the same
in the
time,
same room.
with the concert playing in the room.
Oh,
yes.
goodness. Anyway.
All right, continue on.
Okay, so UT women's basketball team. They played DePaul on Sunday. So,
oh my gosh, my cousin just graduated
really?
from DePaul.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. The proceeds, it's a charity exhibition game. The proceeds for this game are I'm saying are because it's happening tomorrow, but really this is Tuesday, so it already happened. The proceeds for this game went to building a new school in Uvalde. So I love this.
Oh my gosh.
I
Way to go,
know. I know. Way to
Texas.
go. And
Okay.
yes. And
This is getting recorded.
Exactly.
It's going to be played again, but hook 'em.
oh, y'all. I have no words. She just said hook 'em. I'm waiting for the little horn. Are you
charity.
going to do a little horns up
No.
over here? Don't horns down right now.
Actually,
do not do it.
No, my hand can't do that.
Oh, your hand can't. Oh.
No, my muscles don't work that way. I've tried. I can't make it happen.
You keep telling yourself that. Living in Austin. You keep telling yourself that. All right.
Married to a
Right,
Longhorn
exactly.
Athlete.
There's that piece of it. We've got some obsessions, yes. And I'm going to let you go first because my obsession is actually going to lead into my gem. So I have to just let you do this.
Oh,
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so last week we talked about like, oh, is this just products we love? And I was like, no, I'm obsessed with other things too.
Yeah.
And then you asked me like, oh, is this a product? And I was like,
Yeah, I did do that.
so I was really intentional about not saying a product, but don't worry, I'm obsessed with this anyway.
Okay.
So Kit turned 4
No,
yesterday.
I can't. How is he 4? How? How did that happen?
Right? It's amazing. Time flies sometimes. Sometimes you're also nursing on the floor in the middle of the night and time won't
Right.
advance.
That's because the
So-
days are long, but the years are short.
Years
and
are
every
short.
parent knows that. So, yes.
Yes.
All right. He's 4.
All right. Okay, so he's 4. Now, Kit shares a birthday with someone that we have had on the show before, Nick from the Beers
Oh,
with Dad
yeah. Oh,
podcast.
that's awesome.
Okay.
Well, happy
Yeah.
birthday, Nick.
Yes, happy birthday, Nick. And what's really funny is Nick's daughter and my daughter also share a birthday.
Weird.
Yeah, so Abby and Vivian have the same birthday, and Nick and Kit have the same birthday. Well, Nick turned 40 yesterday,
Oh,
and he threw Kit a great 4th birthday party.
that's so nice.
And it cost us $0 to have Kit's baller 4th birthday
Right?
party.
Goodness. I'm into it. Well done.
So, yeah, thanks, Nick, for turning 40
right.
at the same time
Exactly.
as my
Perfect.
It was an 80s themed costume party. And Nick was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Of
Which
course.
great.
Of course he was.
Fantastic. There was a guest there who was dressed as Pee-wee and
Stop.
had a secret word. Oh my God, it's so funny. He had it in his pocket and he pulled out, the secret word is Nick.
Everybody freaks out. Oh, man.
But what's funny about it is Kit loves the Pee Wee Herman show.
Oh,
We have exposed him to it, and he watches it a lot with his grandmother. And so he thought this was the real Pee Wee
oh.
and was like starstruck.
Oh.
So cute.
I love this.
Okay. My whole family dressed up as Ghostbusters. I will definitely put a picture up because it is amazing.
Yeah, I need to see this.
What I'm obsessed about was Nick's brother-in-law has a wedding or event kind of band. You know,
Oh,
these
yeah,
bands
yeah.
that are like incredibly talented and can play every genre of music.
Yes, absolutely.
And if they don't know the tune, give them 30 seconds and they learn it.
Mhm. Amazing.
Right? Okay. They did live band karaoke.
What?
Okay. You get to be a rock star in real life. Sing the song that you want to sing with a band behind
Oh
you.
my goodness. I have anxiety
It
thinking
was
about that,
amazing.
but I like
No, it was
also
so
really
good.
love it. Oh man.
It was so fun. And as you know, I have been labeled the vocal terrorist. And I don't even care. I don't even care because I was up there belting it out. It was so fun. So
I can
this
only
is
imagine.
my new obsession. Live band karaoke.
Yeah, that sounds
Happy birthday, Kit. Happy birthday, Nick. But also, like, thanks for giving me the gift that keeps on
Right.
giving.
More of that, please. So now we know what to do for your 40th, right?
Well, and that's the thing is my 40th, I've always said I just want a trip to Napa.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I just want to go to Napa.
But-
I just want you and me to
Yeah,
go to
we're
Napa
gonna do
and
it.
like just do
Yeah.
it. But now I'm like, and I might also want a live band karaoke
Well,
party.
it's like when you have like a destination wedding. And so you have your destination wedding and you have your fun there. But then you come back and everybody who's in town, you celebrate with them. So that's what we do for your birthday. We do
That's what I need. I need 2 weddings.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Done. Okay. Mine is also music related.
Okay.
Okay. I have to preface this by saying that when I was younger, and even now really, but when I was younger, I listened from every type of music, from like Foo Fighters to the Fugees, right? So like everything in there, all the things, right? So the only thing I don't really get into much is country, and I never really have, and this, especially like pop country stuff, is just like not for me. You know, the one Carrie Underwood song where, you know, she
Doug McKee,
yes, that one,
to the side.
Yeah, and you're like, you know, 12 years old, and you're like, oh, she can't shoot whiskey, how embarrassing for her. But you know nothing about it, right? So there's that song,
right?
And then like, you know,
Jesus take the
that
wheel.
one, and then you know, obviously George Strait. I'm in Texas, I have to appreciate George Strait, and I have to, you know, there are several genres of Americana that I will listen to, but I really am not a country person. So Taylor Swift started as a country person, yes, if I'm not mistaken. And when she was younger,
a little bit of a twang.
Yeah, when she was younger, I think that was more the genre that I think she was like getting CMTs and stuff like that. So to me, that was like instant, like, nah, I'm not interested in anything she has to say or do, really. Like, I don't care. And that's not that to say that I didn't like her. It's just that I wasn't really going to give it a shot because I don't care. I cannot stop listening to the song Anti-Hero from her latest album that just came out this past week. I cannot stop listening. I'm not a Taylor Swift person. I never have been. I know the hits, the more recent ones of like, you know, Shake It Off or whatever that one, because that one's in the movie Sing.
Everyone knows
but
that.
that's in the movie Sing. Like, that's why I know that song, but I don't know any of the other stuff. And if it's the hits, I probably have at least heard it, but I don't really care. I cannot stop listening.
On the phone, it's a typical Tuesday night.
Yeah, I don't know that song. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I truly don't know. And here I am, unable to stop listening to Anti-Hero. And the only reason that I heard it is because the other thing that I've started doing is in the morning when I go for my walk, you know, this is like my podcast time. I usually listen to something spoken
and poke
and poke creepy Halloween decorations with like rat looking hair on them. Who does that? So stupid. And jump across the street.
Dark. I'm alone.
It's dark.
Yeah.
And there's like a weird purple light shining on this house. I'll just touch the rat looking thing. No big deal. And actually, there was a podcast I was listening to earlier this week that has like sound effects of people walking down the street in it. And I was like, no, I can't listen to it anymore. So,
no, this is like when there's sirens on the radio.
Yeah, no. I had to stop. And, you know, I go walking early when it's like pretty dark. And I was just like, this is one giving me anxiety. So I couldn't do it. So anyway,
very early.
What I've started doing is after the podcast is over, instead of starting a new one that I can't finish, I will find like just a music chart and just start playing that. So one of the top lists or whatever of like America's top hits, and hers was the first one on there, and so that's how I heard Anti-Hero. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh my gosh. So I think that it's gonna show up on my like Spotify Wrapped as like one of the songs I can't stop listening to. It's gonna be like, you listened to this song 200 times, and the song just came out in October.
Oh,
it's
my gosh.
so
Do you
crazy.
know what shows up on that for me every year? Every
Baby
single
Shark?
year for the not Baby Shark, Bonanza.
Yes,
because that is Kid's magic song, and still now he'll like, can we just listen to Bonanza?
That's amazing. I'm getting a lot of my child is very into Imagine Dragons right now, and so a lot of demons and. There's a new song called Bones that Radioactive is the other one, but he likes demons the most, so that's going to show up on my Spotify Wrapped. But so here's where my gem comes in, because also on this list is like some things that have been charting for a long time, right? Like Beyonce's Cuff It, which if you haven't listened to it, have been living under a rock, because it's
Right.
so, and it's so like happy. That's part
And
of
it's the soundtrack to every video.
right.
now.
Exactly. Well, and what I like about
That
this,
and running up that hill or whatever that
well,
is.
that one's kind of toned down, but I agree. That was a big one for a while. Thank you to Stranger Things for that. So what happened here though is I was like listening to this list going, this list is making me really happy. Like, I'm just going to listen to this list in the mornings before, my podcast is over, before I get home, all those things. So one of the songs on there obviously is Lizzo's About Damn Time. And I don't know what was going on with me this particular day, because how you can listen to that song and not get happy, I don't understand. But there's a part where she says, I'm going to be okay. Right? Like, I've got a feeling I'm going to be okay. And I'm like, I am going to be okay. And I just started sobbing on the road, walking towards my house. I'm like 4 minutes away. I can see my house. I know where I'm at. And I'm just like, I've got a feeling I'm going to be okay. And like literally shaking, crying. I was like, what is going on with me? Why am I crying? But Lizzo's really...
Meanwhile, other people are topping off their 2 shot glasses.
Right, exactly. Oh my God. And I'm like, this just happened like just like a week or two ago, where I'm like, are you like, what is wrong with me that I can't listen to this song right now? And then as women do, or as people who have female anatomy know, you realize there's a reason, and it's probably hormonal. But I was sobbing listening to this song. Like I couldn't listen to it for like a week, because I was like, I'm going to cry every time. So I finally just started being able to listen to it like the other day. Oh, man. Some things are just triggering. The other thing that makes me, there's lots of things that make me cry. I cry for ridiculous reasons. Apparently I hold in a lot of emotions so that they come out at random times. Every year, the start of the Thanksgiving Day parade, I will start to cry. Every year.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's so bad every year, and I'm like, it just makes me so happy.
The Kermit balloon is out.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
You don't understand. Field 1.
God forbid Santa start coming down. I'm like, oh my God, it's Santa. Oh my God, you guys. I just need a minute. And I'm like leaving. Every year. It'll be like, Joe Jonas lip syncing on a float. And I'm like,
Right.
oh my God.
I just love the parade so much.
It's so stupid.
gosh.
And it makes me cry.
Al Roker's.
I just love Savannah. She's so sweet. Like, oh my God, it's so dumb. It's so dumb, but so that's me just randomly crying, listening to Lizzo, and apparently watching the Thanksgiving Day parade.
That is funny. That is hilarious.
Oh, all right. Well, you have a gem. I can see on the notes you have a gem, but I am very lost, so you're going to need to explain this to me.
Okay. Sometimes I listen to over-the-air radio.
What?
And if you are not familiar with this, a long time ago in America, people would actually broadcast live from a studio, and it would travel through the air on something called radio waves.
I'm Casey
And if
Kasem.
you had...
And here's your top 40 for the week.
Yes. So people used to listen to the radio, and there are still people working at radio stations today.
Yes. Sometimes I do actually listen to the radio. It's not very common, but it does happen.
One of the phenomena of the radio is something called paid advertisements. Some people call them commercials.
Which you don't get in this podcast because we are not sponsored. So,
Right.
so hopefully someday there'll be a commercial. But in the meantime, here we are.
Commercial
free CK and GK.
Well, anyhow. So we're listening to the radio. We're driving home from school. Just me and Abigail, my 11-year-old. Because happy birthday, Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So October is a really expensive month for us.
Right.
So
it's us for June. I get it.
Yeah.
Father's Day,
So-
our anniversary, and my son's birthday, literally all on the same day most of the time.
We got
Wow.
we got 2 kids with birthdays 11 days apart.
Ugh.
Thoughts and prayers, people.
Right,
Thoughts and
exactly.
prayers. Anyway, and then there's also Halloween,
Right.
right? Which
when
we
you
do
buy
up
the
in our
whole bag
house,
of candy
so-
and eat it early in the month, it gets expensive to keep replacing that
Right.
bag.
right. Well, and we're gonna be the full-size candy bar house.
Can I come? I have to wear a costume.
Yeah,
I have to wear a costume.
it's 506.
No,
I'm-
don't.
no.
Don't.
I'm not gonna say my
No.
address, though. Not that you couldn't find it on the
123
internet, 'cause it's
Sesame
really easy.
Street. Let's go.
Right. Anyhow, so we're listening to the radio, Abby and I, and a commercial for a gentleman's club
Ah,
comes up on the radio.
lovely.
And they are advertising their lunch special.
Uh,
Okay. So Abigail looks at me and she goes, "You eat lunch around naked people? That's gross."
And glitter.
And I was like, "Yeah, does kind of sound like it wouldn't be appetizing."
What
doesn't it?"
radio station are you listening to? Here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with working at one of those places. I just question your judgment if you're going there to have
For
a
lunch.
meal. Right. A lunch. Not even like a late evening dinner or a snack.
No.
This is like, oh my goodness. Like there's,
And she was like, "Ew,
Yeah.
this does not sound
this
good."
is not where you go to get a meal. Oh, like, again, nothing wrong with the institution, nothing wrong with the people working there, nothing wrong with people who choose to go there. I just want to understand why that's your go-to lunch spot.
Right?
And if you are the person who is owning that place, why do you insist on serving a lunch? Can't you just not? I don't understand. That's just me.
I mean, they're obviously having trouble selling it
Right.
because they are advertising on daytime radio.
Are you hungry? Come on down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in having lunch at one of those facilities personally. But
It was too funny.
yeah, I can see why she'd be so judgmental about it already at 11 years old.
I think today's episode is rated G+.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be it. Oh man. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break for a promo for our friends at Crime Diner Pod, and we'll be back in just a minute.
But don't worry, we're working for trade here. They're not paying
Right.
us.
This is just for funsies. All right. We'll be right back.
Ooh, I've been dying to try this place.
Oh my god, me too. I've heard such good things about it.
Welcome to the Crime Diner. I'm Cindy. I'll be cooking for you this evening. Here are your menus.
Oh, what are you thinking about getting?
I don't know, murder with a side of cannibalism? What about you?
Ooh, that sounds good. I'm torn between historical mayhem and the social injustice, maybe?
Oh.
I just want to let you know that each episode comes with dinner, dessert, and a specialty drink chosen by yours truly.
Wine Dine and Storytime has had a makeover, and we invite you to slide into the booth with us at the Crime Diner, where each week we will discuss a crime over dinner, drinks, and dessert. See you there!
All right, people. Here's the deal. You need to know that Caitlin just whispered, or even not even whispered, just mouthed, "Hey, 1 second," and held up her finger and then walked away from the mic, forgetting that we have the ability to edit this. And she could just say, "I need a break for a second."
Well, I was just, hey, sometimes you forget what you're doing. I totally just, it didn't even occur to me that I could say, hey, pause for a second. I gotta. All right. Are we ready to get started with the next?
Yes, please.
Okay. So,
And I'm going to let you kind of lead, and I will interject when I feel necessary.
sure. I found that there are some web browsers that are more helpful than others. And I've found that there are extensions that you add to these web browsers that are super crucial in helping you save time, save money, save your sanity, all those things. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of list them out and just help some people with those items, with those things, save time, save money, save sanity, and see if any of these browser extensions might be helpful for them. The ones I'm talking about specifically are, I know for a fact, embedded into Chrome browsers, but you can often find a lot of these for others if you're a Firefox or other.
Or a Netscape user.
Yeah, exactly. We still use Netscape?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with the money ones because
Money, 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 money.
we're still looking for sponsors. That joke is always going to be funny for us, folks, so I hope you like it. All right. So we've already talked about the first one, which is the Teal extension.
Dude, we love Teal.
We love
And
Teal,
loves us.
and Teal loves us. It does help you in all parts of your job search. I actually did go back into my Teal account, like just when I was preparing for this, just to see what kind of new things they've added. And it's crazy. Like they're just expanding their services so much. So if you haven't added the Teal extension to your browser and you are a job seeker, you should do that. And if not, if you're not a job seeker, you're currently happy with your situation, it's never a bad idea to upgrade your job seeking capabilities, and it's never ever a bad idea to review your resume. So just putting that out there.
Absolutely. Even if you love what you do or you own your own company and you're doing great, it's always good to have your resume up to date. And it's always nice to look and see what else is out there, even just if there might be some kind of interesting benefit that other companies are offering that you might be able to ask for.
That's very true. Absolutely. Other money ones, if you are someone who has an Acorns account and you don't use Acorns Earn, Acorns is like where the idea is you save little bits of money for retirement here and there. You can put them into all kinds of different accounts that they offer, and I just know that I have an Acorns account. That's it. But you can add the Acorns Earn extension, and it will get cash back that you then get deposited into your Acorns account, which is kind of cool. Without having
That is cool.
Yeah, so like money that you would already spend, then they'll put it towards that account, and then also you can. It has like coupon codes that you can use too. So there's both of those things. Speaking of coupon codes, there's 2 extensions you could add. One of them is Honey, also known as PayPal Honey. You can find coupons and get deals and cash back from them. It is a PayPal partner, but it does also work on other sites even without it. And you can, like, if you're on a site browsing, you can kind of click this little extension and it'll say, hey, do you want us to watch this price? And it'll tell you if prices are dropping, things like that, which is really nice. Like I was looking at a shacket for myself and it was like, ooh, this is the, I know, right?
Updating your wardrobe.
I might be updating my wardrobe a little bit. And it was saying like, hey, this is the best price we've seen in the past, 3 or 4 weeks. Like this is a good time. Just go ahead and buy it. So that was pretty cool to be able to say like, oh, this price might go down again. I should hold off and wait a few days or whatever. So you can track that.
My husband is a huge fan of Honey and uses it when there's an item that we are looking to purchase and it's not in a hurry.
Yeah.
It is a great thing to look for.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other one is Coopert. Coopert does not do the price tracking that I've seen, but it does have cash back and it does offer coupon codes. I will say in my personal experience, I have less success using Coopert's coupon codes, but I do have some success sometimes. And the cash back part of it is still pretty great. So those are other ones.
So Coopert sounds like a news reporter's last name. I'm Cliff Coopert. Welcome to the 6 o'clock
It
news.
does kind of sound like that. You're right. But it is spelled like coupon, but it's ERT at the end.
Like I'm an expert at couponing.
Sure. That's probably where it comes from. Mixing the 2 words together. Coopert. Coupon expert. Yes, like that.
In that same vein, the Capital One shopping extension, you do not have to be a Capital One partner or customer. Okay. It's just a plugin or an extension. And it is really great for promo codes.
and you have success with them. I thought you had to be a Capital One customer to take
not.
advantage of that.
do not.
Oh, that's good. I might have to add that one on there and swap out one of the other ones. Maybe. I don't know. I like them, but sometimes they make my computer like load kind of slow sometimes when I have.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. It's because if sometimes.
Remember, I'm not allowed to shop online. So
sometimes it's like it'll redirect you to like their version of the site. So it's not like you're seeing anything different. It's just so it'll like reload.
they're sneaky.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes the money saved is totally worth the reload. So whatever. So that's just a few of the money ones. There's others. We have links to like lists of some of these really great ones, but some of these next ones are my favorite. So I'm going to talk to my teachers here. That includes you. But some of these, some of these are ones I've been using since teaching, and I've sort of let go and or still are very into. But these are,
as Snoop would say, teach me how to learn.
Okay, so one of my favorites is called Insert Learning. You add Insert Learning to your browser, and it will turn websites into interactive lessons for you. So you then add this, and you add questions, you add annotations, you add discussions to a website. You can also create like a sticky note and then embed a video that's related to that website on that sticky note. And your kids now have an assignment, which is reviewing a website, answering some questions, and they can watch a video that's related. It is very helpful.
That is super amazing.
Yes. Like a really, really good one, especially if you're like finding things on, like history.com or anything like that they're really going to need some.
This is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Man.
Or like if you want them to read current events, it's a really good place for that too. That's where I used to use it.
Yes, I love that very much.
Yes. Another one, MyBib. It is a free citation generator because who doesn't need that? Honestly. I'm near 40 and I still don't remember how to. I learned how to cite things so long ago, but like all the little intricate details and stuff, I always told my kids like,
wait, you don't know exactly where the period goes versus what is supposed to be ended with a semicolon? I'm sorry.
No. And it's not that I don't care, right? It's that
it is.
I don't care.
Right.
It's like,
who cares?
I'm not writing professional papers.
Who work for APA.
Right. MLA.
Don't care.
Right. Exactly. It's not about that for me. I just want to make sure that whoever I'm stealing from knows that I'm stealing from them. Right. Like I just want to give credit where credit is due. So, I love that for students. I love it for myself. Citation Machine is another good one, but I don't think they have an extension. So MyBib is the one that has the extension.
And that's what I'm going to say is I love EasyBib and I love Citation Machine, but they are not extensions.
Right. And
they are places to go and copy and paste information.
Exactly.
And they will help you. I think Citation Machine has a cap of how many you can do for free each day without watching videos. But MyBib is pretty great because it does it like in real time.
Yeah. And you can have that put on a kid's computer and they don't have to know what the trick is to do it in like a Google Doc, because there is a way to do it in a Google Doc, but it's just, you have to know what the trick is. And sometimes it's just not worth it. So just tell them to put the information in MyBib. And I think it pulls it directly from the site when you're on it, if I remember correctly. So that's a good one to use.
Do you remember there was like a time in our lives where we were being quizzed over where that period goes?
I do.
Or, like, oh, you better make sure that you have a dash here, or like this part of the date has to be italicized. I'm so glad that part of my life is over and that we are not continuing that into the next generation.
I just feel like
that is not information that needs to be memorized.
It's right. We've had this discussion before too. As a teacher, my philosophy on history teaching. I always believed that it was more important that you apply what you've learned than it is for you to memorize what you've learned, because we now live in a time when you can literally look up anything, right? Like,
right. Information is free.
It's free all over the place. So to me, having, and I'm sure I'm going to start a fight with some sort of English teacher, and I my apologies in advance if I'm offending you. I just don't think that having them make note cards of citations like we used to do is really the best use of their time right now. So just put my bib on everyone's computer and call it good, or tell them to put it on their own computer.
When I taught the research process, because I did teach English 1 year. Ooh. When I taught the research process, instead of note cards, we made spreadsheets.
Ooh.
And the spreadsheet was, here's my source. Mm-hmm. Here is the bibliography already done by a generator. Mm-hmm. And then also in that column would be all the facts and where they found them in that source.
I love it. That's great.
So instead of having a stack of index cards that you had to slide around on the desk and make sure they're in the right order and da-da-da-da, we had a manipulable spreadsheet where you could see all of the data at once and then also say, hey, I remember this really interesting thing. Where did I find that? Control F.
Nice. I love the idea of the spreadsheet. That's really smart. I think being able to move those things around would have been like, that's a really great way to do it. I love the idea of having, now we're getting into teaching stuff. I'm going to stop. All right.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine. Okay. So this next one I think is really, really helpful for those of us who have to teach processes to our kids, or maybe there's something that you need them to be able to do at home, like, you know, copy a slide or insert something or whatever it is. But this one's called Scribe.
Oh my gosh, John does this all the time for his job, and he's not a teacher.
Yeah.
But if he has to put together a program and then somebody has to replicate his work, this would be so helpful to him.
Yeah. So you click record, and then you go through the process that you want to share, and Scribe will monitor all of your clicks and your keystrokes, and then it instantly turns that into a written guide. So you're essentially like having a scribe write down exactly what buttons you're pushing in the order that you're pushing them, so that you can have that in visual form for someone to follow later on.
That is amazing.
Like, how smart.
Robots are taking over the world.
I know. How smart is that? It's really, really smart. Just make sure you turn it off when you're done so that it doesn't see all the other stuff you're doing.
Right?
Okay. Another one is Small PDF. This one allows you to convert PDFs into an editable document. So I'm thinking about all the times where you would Google search like addition problems, and you need to be able to modify that worksheet that comes up, but you can't because it's a PDF. So this extension will allow you to do that, which is pretty awesome.
Oh.
Yep. And then my personal favorite of these, and there's more, but my personal favorite is Moat. So we all know that when a kid submits their paper online or whatever it is, their assignment, and you need to look at it and you want to give feedback, you're often typing the same comment over and over and over again. And it's very helpful for kids, but it's also very annoying for you. And I actually don't like grading papers online because of that. Because I want to have like a comment bank, but I'm sick of copying and pasting the same thing over and over again. It's annoying.
Right.
So this one allows you to give feedback in an audio form. So you can just say it, and it will note that there's a piece of feedback right there, and you just say it and the kid can hear it. And so you don't have to type it 1,000 times.
How cool is that for the kids too?
I know. And it works with all of your G Suite documents. So like in Gmail, it works. It works in Google Docs, in Slides. It's awesome. So most of our kids are using G Suite for their word processing and their presenting. So it's really fabulous for that. Do you have any for teaching that you like?
Yeah, I have a couple that I'm a big fan of. One is called Screencastify. This one records your screen, but you can either leave your face in or take it out, but it will superimpose you picture in picture. So while you are, it's like recording through Zoom.
Yeah.
The same kind of idea that like you'll get your little face and then also your screen. But the thing that's cool is Screencastify connects straight to your Google Drive. So everything that you record is already housed in your drive, and they have the ability to edit right there in your browser. And they have a paid version that gives you a lot more space. But the free version even lets you store some videos now.
Yeah, it used to be 5, but they've just gone and done a big upgrade. So I think you get like way more than that. But that's not storing in your drive. That's storing on Screencastify for later editing. So you can make as many of these videos as you want.
Absolutely.
As long as you take them out of the Screencastify. Yeah. It's so, and again, they're upgrading their free version, which is really awesome. I just got an email about that just last week, I think, that they're doing that.
Yeah, I love Screencastify.
Yeah.
The other one I love is called Equatio. And this lets you draw or type math that you can then insert into a document.
What?
So, right. Because that is the annoying thing about teaching math is trying to type
Math problems.
particularly fractions.
Yes. Super. You have to like insert special. Blah, blah, blah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. And if you want to have exponents, you have to, superscripted, subscripted, blah, 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 blah,
it's
blah,
so
blah.
annoying.
So this extension allows you to either type math. If you are a programmer, there's ways for you to like type it in some computer language, but that is way beyond me.
Right.
I took computer science in high school because I accidentally thought it was computers and science, not computer science.
I love that. That's funny.
But I have a touch screen, and so I can actually write the math with my finger, and Equatio types it in the font that I'm using.
That is so nice. Oh my
Isn't
goodness.
that cool?
That's really
and
cool.
it creates it as a little image.
Yeah.
So I can like copy and paste and move it around rather than typing it out character by character. So it's made, it's for lack of a better term, it's like already grouped and locked together.
Yeah, that's really
so
helpful.
I can't accidentally change something about
Yeah,
it.
that's really helpful. I wish I'd had that when I was teaching math because that's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Okay, so those are just some. I have a link in our blog of all the different other ones that are recommended for teachers. There's a ton of great ones in there. Someone's probably like, but what about this one? And we'll get to that one in just a second. I can already tell which one it's going to be. But these other ones are for just general productivity, right? There are some that you can use for like basically like blacklisting yourself from various websites if you're someone who gets distracted by other websites pretty easily. There are some that will track how much time you're spending on a certain task. There's one that's super cute, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but it like if you stay focused on what you're supposed to stay focused on, it grows a little tree, and when you get distracted, the tree stops growing.
Is that forest?
I don't think so. I think that starts with a B.
There's something called forest that like also lets you grow, like lets you plant real trees for how much work you do.
What? That's cool. I need to do that one. Okay.
I am looking it up right now. It might be totally wrong.
No, I'm interested though. Like figure out what it is and I'll figure out a way to grow a tree. Okay. So these ones are just
Yes,
general productivity.
forest.
It's forest.
Stay focused and be present.
Oh, is it for, it sounds like it's for meditation. It's not though, right?
No. No, it's self-motivation, and you get to share your trees with your friends.
Okay.
So I guess it's fake trees, but yes.
Oh,
As you focus, trees grow, and you build a forest.
okay. All right. Well, this list
Okay,
is
sorry.
not those. It's not those kind of productivity apps. This is like things that will like that just make my life easier that I'm currently using. One of them is Print Friendly. So Print Friendly is one of those it cleans up the area that you're going to print. So you click on Print Friendly and it'll pull your whole screen up, and then you can kind of wipe things from a web page that you don't want to print. So if you're saying like, I don't want this ad, or I don't want this weird line, or I don't need
Still cap from a video that I'm not actually printing.
yeah, exactly. Like why is exactly all that stuff. You kind of click a little trash can and it cleans it all out for you. So like what could be a 5 or 6 page printout is now like a page and a half, which is all the stuff that you actually need. And it takes it removes some of the pictures and not like it kind of knows which ones are actually helpful for you. So that's really cool. Another one is Calendly. This one I use a lot more now that I have a job outside of the classroom, but I think teachers could probably find it helpful too. If you're someone who needs to set meetings or like coffee chats or whatever it is with people, you can use Calendly to have them choose times that work within your calendar so that you can just say, hey, choose a time on my Calendly. And then you're not going back and forth emailing about, oh, this is when I need to meet and all this other garbage. So
right.
It's super helpful.
I was going to say our school counselor used this.
Yes.
And she had openings so that students could sign up to meet with her about non-urgent things.
Yeah, really smart. Really smart. And
it was super great for her.
Yeah.
Because she knew that she was getting that everyone had a chance to get to her if they needed to, but she didn't also have to go classroom to classroom and be like, don't forget, I'm your counselor. Like,
right.
It was there.
Right. And I use it because I right now am getting like product testimonials for some of the EdTech products that I work on. So for me, I can just say like, hey, this is my case study link. This is my testimonial link. Tell me which product we're looking at here so that I can better prepare, and all those things. And it's all just in one spot, but I can also use the extension to just insert the link anywhere I need it to go, which is really helpful. So you can set up your Calendly account, but also add the extension if you do that, which is really nice. Another one that I like is Pocket. I've also heard it called Save to Pocket, but this is one where you can save articles that you want to read later or like videos you don't have time for right now. And then you just tag them with whatever they are, and then you can pull them up later, and it kind of cleans the screen up so that you can only look at what's relevant, like the article itself, as opposed to all the ads. And then if you I found that it's not super helpful for things that are kind of swipey, like where it's like one of those magazine style articles where you have to click,
right.
However, it does save the link to the original so that you can go back and do the swiping that you want to do. And then you can just clear it out when you're done. Because I'm someone who's like, oh, I want to read that article. And I'll have like 13 tabs open of all these articles that I want to read. And I won't actually read them. But I'm using Pocket. I'm actually finding that if I use it with Fidelity, I'm clearing them out. And it helps kind of...
I'm about to add Pocket right now.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Cool. It's a really helpful one. Okay, the one that I'm saying everyone's going to be like, duh, why didn't you add this? Is Grammarly. Okay,
well, I'm gonna dovetail on Grammarly.
Okay.
Because Grammarly is for grammar.
Yes, it is.
Okay. WordTune is for revision.
Tell me about WordTune, because I write all the time in my job. I need to know what's going on.
Okay. So WordTune reads things and helps you rewrite them in a way that it is more clear or more concise or more effective or more efficient.
Ooh, I like that.
So, right? Grammarly reads through it and mostly is just checking to make sure that you are spelling and writing within the rules of the English language.
Sure.
Whereas WordTune really is fine-tuning, is wordsmithing your writing.
Oh, I like that. There is a website that I use for that kind of thing that's called the Hemingway app. And it's not an app. It's just like a page. But it doesn't save your stuff unless you get with the paid version, which I'm not going to do. And it also is not an extension, so I can't really do that. But I'm gonna add WordTune. That's gonna be helpful for me, I think. Are you someone who has 30 tabs open on your computer?
Okay, so here is the problem with me. Is I do not have 30 tabs open because I don't like having 30 tabs open, but I will close a tab because I'm not using it, and then I'll forget that I needed it later.
Oh, see, I'm the person who leaves every single thing open, and then I eat away at my computer's working memory, and then I can't do anything quickly.
But at least you don't lose the stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. Oh, man.
I mean,
I really actually did need that tab.
Yeah, it's super satisfying when you close it for me because I'm like, I leave it open for so long and I'm like, oh, I finally read that article. Close. Okay, so this is for people who do that. I have a few things that are helpful for that. One of them is called Tab Expert, and it's tab with a big X and then PERT. So it saves all of your tabs so that you don't lose them.
Confused with QPert.
Right. Not the same.
Not the same.
Tab Expert saves all of your tabs so that you don't lose them when you close a window. Meaning you can close the window and it's done. And then when you reopen that window, all of those tabs are still there. What? So what I have done is I've actually got saved windows on my work computer. So I have a window for each client, and then I have like a main window for like where I check everything else. So like anything related to, you know, my email, my calendar, and all that is all in one window. And that's like my research window. And then in my video window. And then my other window is the one for that particular client. But that way I'm keeping everything separate. And if I'm not working on a particular client at that time, I just close that window. And then when I need it, everything's right
still
there. Yes. I will say.
That's amazing. So I could have like one that's for this class,
Yes.
or this one for this class.
Yes.
And I don't have to stare at all those tabs and be overwhelmed
Right.
because I can close that window. But when I open it back up, ta-da!
Right. And I have it installed on every one of my Google Chrome accounts. So we have an account for our show and we have an account for our personal lives. And so I have Tab Expert installed on both so that when I close everything related to our show, I know it'll pop right
Still
back
there
up. Yep.
When you come back in.
And then I can open
Love
up
it.
my other one and it's all still there. So it's really nice. I will say it does kind of eat up some of your working memory. So just have that in mind as you use it. That said, I have some help with that. One of them is called OneTab. OneTab is kind of similar to Tab Expert, but instead it actually saves your computer's working memory by when you click it, it takes all those tabs that are open and it puts them into one place, one tab, literally one tab. And then when you need them, you just click on them again and it'll open them back up again.
Oh.
So if you're like, I know I use this one, I know I'm going to need it in like half an hour, but I'm just going to close it all down and my memory's getting a little used up or my computer's running hot or whatever it is, you can help with that. The other one that I love that I've only recently started using, even though it's been around for a while, is called the Great Suspender. And it will see that you haven't worked on a tab for like an hour or whatever the time threshold is that you set, and it will like shut that tab down.
Okay, that's what I need.
It does save them, but it will shut that tab down, which is really nice.
Okay, speaking of Great Suspender.
Yes.
For his 4th birthday, Kit's grandfather, my husband's father,
Mm-hmm.
brought him lederhosen.
Nice. It's like, where is this going to go?
I did not know is not the name of the shape, but of the material.
Oh, I didn't know
Because
that.
it
either.
is German for leather pants,
Oh,
not for really great suspenders.
one of my favorite things to do. My sister lives in Germany with her husband. One of my favorite things to do is to ask her to tell me how to go to the, or like say like, how do I go to the bathroom or where do I go to the bathroom? Because she, because the last part of it, and she's like, this is not what people actually say, but it just made me laugh when she first said it to me. She says, it's pee-pee machen. Every time she says it, I will die laughing. It's so funny. She's like, something, something, something pee-pee machen. And I'm like, stop it. And she's like, yeah, it means make pee-pee.
I was like, yeah, no, I got
No,
that
I hear it. I can tell, but it's so funny. And she's like, no one says that. And I'm sure that they don't, but I don't care. I want to hear you say it. Right. It's funny. Okay. So another one that I love, and this is really quick, is Bitly. And I think most people know what Bitly is, but it will shorten your links for you. We use it all the time for the show because I have Twitter accounts I have to pay attention to when I'm posting things online. So if you want to shorten links, it's a really great way to do that.
All right. Well, we got some like randos too.
Yeah, we do have randos.
One of them is LastPass, and it's a password vault. You can also use it on your phone. It's used by a lot of companies, and it has a little authenticator in it as well to like know you or you. Now, it was hacked one time, but that's not a big deal.
I feel like everything gets hacked at least once, right?
I mean, come on.
I've gotten to the point now where I like have a little notebook of like passwords and stuff, and I'm terrified because what happens if I lose that? Or someone pilfers it. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So I need to use that instead. Okay. Another random one. I like this one. This one's fun. It's called Whisk, and they have an app that goes with it. but you can save recipes from anywhere online, and then it'll, when you like add them to your cart or whatever, it'll pull the ingredients off of the website and put them into one place, so you have a shopping list.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's like
That is amazing.
and you know, like you go to some website that's like, oh, these scallop mashed potatoes on Pinterest look really awesome, or the scallop mashed potatoes doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm talking about. And then you'll like click the link, and it's like, when I was a young girl, my grandmother used to make me red dresses, and you're like, I don't care about the good, and there's no like jump to the recipe button, and you want to like throttle this person because their potatoes look really good, but also shut up and give me my recipe. So Whisk will take care of that for you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of recipes, when I asked my 3 soon to be 4-year-old son, what would you like your birthday cake to be? He said, I want it to be a rainbow cake.
Okay. Awesome.
And I said, okay, all right. And so I bought everything I would need in order to make a rainbow cake, which I'm not even kidding you. I had to bake 6 layers of cake. And then he tells my husband in a different conversation, yes, I want 3 flavors of frosting, chocolate, cherry, and vanilla.
Oh, my word.
We chopped up cherries and mixed them into chocolate frosting that we used for the filling between the layers.
Okay.
And then I put the whole thing in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. To set it.
And then iced it again.
Yes.
With vanilla.
Oh. So did you...
I put sprinkles.
Did you crumb coat it? I'm looking at this picture.
This is what I'm saying. It was a crumb coat. Like I was like a real baker.
That looks beautiful.
And you know, I squealed when I cut that first piece of cake and it came out looking like
I'm sure you did it. He's like, what, mommy? What's happening with my cake? And you're like happier than him.
Yeah. Oh, I was way happier than him.
That's really funny. It looks beautiful.
Paul Hollywood would give me a handshake.
Oh. Okay. My last one. This is my last extension. It's called Tetris, but it's Tetris with a Y. You can actually play the old school Tetris game in your extension, in your browser, just by clicking on this button.
Okay, so I'm doing a research project right now. You know, I do education research,
yes.
And that's like how we help teachers. And
yes,
one of the things I'm researching right now is spatial reasoning, this idea that you can see and think in 3D.
Yes.
And Tetris is one of the games they recommend that young children play to up their spatial and visual skills.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about what you have to be able to do exactly in order.
Right.
And you have to be able to picture how that weird stair-steppy one, when it's oriented to the left or the right, how it's going to fit in that weird thing. I think that that's a really smart way to do that. But yes, you can have kids add this, just all they have to do is add the extension to their browser, and then they can just click it and play. The problem is they can just click it and play, right? Like that's an issue. Right. That said, sometimes you just like can't listen to your child talk about dinosaurs anymore. So you just need to do this. Right. You just need to have Tetris on your computer.
I was looking at your cited sources and I saw one of them came from Hapara.
Uh-huh.
And I am going to tell every educator right now, turn up the volume.
Okay.
Pull over if you are driving because I'm about to blow your mind.
Okay, do it.
Hapara, if you don't already have it at your campus, is the next thing you're going to ask it for when your principal asks you that terrible question. Oh, is there anything that you need curriculum-wise that could help you? And you're like, what are you talking about curriculum-wise? Like, here is the answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, tell me. What is it?
You want Hapara. Hapara is a service that comes from New Zealand that opens the window from the teacher to the student's screen. You can see every student's screen, whether they are with you or not. As long as they are logged into their Google account, you can see what they are doing in real time. You can see all the tabs that they have open. You can close tabs for them. You can send them live messages. You can pause all of the students' screens to tell them something. You can post documents in their Google Drive. You can open documents in their Google Drive.
What? Where was this at our school when we were doing remote learning?
I know. It's amazing. So here you are, and you say, okay, we're going to do this internet scavenger hunt, da-da-da. and you see two people laughing in the background, you do not have to
Get
go
up
over there
and hope you
say,
catch it.
Hey, I hope you guys are working. I hope you can actually look and see, oh my gosh, they're laughing because they're watching the video I told them to watch.
Oh, I was really
And
not
it's
thinking you were going to say
actually
that.
Right. But that's it, is you can check that.
Yeah.
Or you can send a little note and say, hey, I don't think we're supposed to be learning about Scandinavia right now.
Scandinavia.
Oh my gosh, I had one student last year who was so obsessed with learning about other countries. And I thought it was so cool. But at the same time, I'm teaching science. It is not time for you to do research on the history of Finland's flag.
Oh. To each their own. Sheldon Cooper presents Fun with Flags.
Right. We had another student who really liked to look at pictures of the guy who plays George Costanza.
Why?
What is his real name?
What's his name?
Jason
Alexander. Yeah.
Yes. This kid was constantly Googling pictures of Jason Alexander. And it got to the point where I would know he was in someone else's class, but still close the tab for him and be like, nope, it's not time for you to look at pictures of George.
You're in history right now.
Yeah. Like,
Oh.
Miss GJ, close my tab. Like, yeah. Because I know what you're doing in English class this week, and it does not involve Jason Alexander.
Oh my gosh. Very few things in your English class are going to involve Jason Alexander. What in the world?
But Hapara, that's what you want. When the ask comes like, hey, what can we do to help you feel more supported? Or what kind of things do you need curriculum wise? Like, say, I want to investigate a subscription to Hapara for our campus.
I love it. Great. Awesome idea. All right. That's all I have. I don't have any other
Okay.
I mean, I have tons of extensions. That said, we're
This is all we have to say.
yeah.
today,
We're done
right now.
We're-
But this is the time in the show where I normally tell people to rate, review, subscribe, press the buttons, tell people that they like us. But I'm not going to do that because I already did it at the beginning of the show.
That's true. You did do that.
So I'm not going to tell you again that, you know, when you rate our show, you actually help us and get more people to listen. And we really appreciate that work. And when you give us a 5-star rating, it really does boost us and it changes the algorithm for other people. I don't need to say that because I already said it at the beginning of the show.
Right. That's very
Right.
efficient use of your time.
Right.
Yeah.
So just make good choices, guys.
Yeah. And use your gift cards. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.